So it's Monday afternoon. I've had a long day of detailing cars. I just got home for the night and I'm even more excited, even though I'm tired, to work on my beloved car. Now, I wanted to shoot a very quick video and explain a concept as to why I didn't do something. We're going to go into that in a minute. But this weekend I drove my car everywhere with my wife. It happened to be her birthday and it was a lot of fun. So I went to a car show called Caffeine and Carburetors in New Canaan, Connecticut. Awesome. If you haven't gone, you must go. What's cool about it is it's very quick. You know, you get there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're out by 10, and you have the rest of your day. From there, I went to the Mamaroneck Car Show. That's once a year. It's a big charity event, lots of fun. So thrown by the Kiwanis boys, so I appreciate that. Anyways, I want to talk about the difference between car shows as to the location of where you are. Are you on pavement, are you on concrete kind of thing, or are you on grass? Now the first one, the New Canaan show, Caffeine and Carburetors, was on concrete and pavement, or a parking lot if you will, and there really wasn't anything blowing around. It wasn't all that windy. The second show was at Mamaroneck Harbor, which is an island, and you know, there's grass and there's dirt, and it wasn't really raining out or anything, so the dirt was flying around. And at the show, lots of people were wiping down their cars. That normally is okay, but there is a line, there's a difference as to when you should do that and when you shouldn't. So I'm going to show you a few spots on the car that have actual dust on it. Now there's a difference between pollen and dust. Pollen's a little bit softer, as where dust, meaning the wind was blowing, you could see with your eyes that dust was everywhere. So I chose not to wipe it down, and a lot of people at the show say, how come you're not wiping it down with spit and spray wax and all that? And I said, you know what, it's not worth it. There's a line that you have to draw on the sand for yourself and decide where you are on each side of that line. And for me, it wasn't worth wiping it down. I had spent, look at this, I spent so much time. It looks amazing, but when I pull the camera in or when I pan around, I'll show you that those little bits of sand, that's what separates someone who has love marks or swirls or scratches or whatever you want to call them versus someone who doesn't. So I maintained it. It's perfect. I did one of the tricks that I used in the Ferrari video. One of them, right before the show, I put a quick layer of Carnauba wax on. Man, it popped. And I'll put a still photo over this video to show you. I was beaming. I was like a proud papa. But sometimes you have to know when to not touch it, and it's harder to do that than to actually clean it. Does that make sense? So I left it. That was Sunday. Now it's Monday, and I'm going to show you how I wash it off. It's so simple. You don't even use a lot of products, which is, oh my gosh, you're not going to, you know, manufacturers are not going to sell products. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm doing is next to nothing. I'll actually describe it to you before we do it. I'm going to rinse it down. I'm going to do the wheels because the wheels always get dirty. You should do those normally, just like you would if you were doing a massive wash or not. That takes 5 minutes. Rinse it down. Then I'm going to dry it with a microfiber towel, a damp microfiber towel, and hydrate. All of 10-12 minutes, and the car will look just like it did right before the show. I mean, perfect. So I don't have to go and rewash the whole thing and do that. Plus, I didn't wipe it down, meaning I just had to wipe it down at the car show. It takes a little bit more patience and a little bit more self-control, I think is the word, to not do that. So you can either have it look shiny right then at the show, or bite the bullet, wait a little bit, and then do it properly so you have longevity. That's the difference. That's the line in the sand. You decide where it is, no right or wrong. Now that the wheels are all clean, next thing you need to do is rinse down the car. Now you have two options. You can use the sniper mode, meaning the full stream, or the shower. I like to use the shower because I gently want to pull all the contaminants off. But that took all of maybe 3-4 minutes, depending on how OCD you are with rinsing the car down. The idea of using the water is just to carry safely the dirt away, as opposed to grinding it in and using a lubricant like spray wax. Now, I'm encouraging you to use spray wax in most other situations, but I wanted to show you when I wouldn't use it. So you got to use your judgment back and forth, but like I said, I preferred not to use gallons and gallons of spray wax when I could simply wait a little bit, patience, come home, use water as lubrication, and then you're good to go. So the elapsed time on this, I know I've been yapping a bunch, it's probably, I don't know, 10 minutes, 12 minutes at most. You don't have to wash and go through all these crazy steps. It's not that big of a deal. So microfiber towel, right? Nice, clean, dry. What you do is you get it wet. We all know this, right? wet microfiber towel. Wring it out. There you go. Now it's a damp towel. Take your hydrate, give it a few shakes, make sure it's on. That's step number one. Give it 1 or 2 squirts, 3, whatever squirts. You're gonna put it on the car. Now, you see the streaks that it's leaving? That's exactly what you want. I know most people are saying, what? That's what you want. See, what I just did is I used tons of lubrication, and as you can see, it's starting to go into the pores of the paint and rejuvenate the skin and the cream that I have underneath it. Notice I flipped over, right? Check your towel, make sure you don't have anything on there. Now I'm just gonna simply wipe, clean, and you're good to go. Not super complicated. I know, you know, I'd love to make it more complicated and sound technical and all this kind of thing, but it's really not that big of a deal. You can go back, wring it out. You'll get the feel of it here and there on how to use it. You can just wipe it down. Now the idea here is to not use multiple wipes if you don't need it. So by me going like this, like I saw a lot of guys at the car show, spritz once spray wax on the towel and then literally do circles, but forget about the circles right now because that was also bad. But circles and just sit there. I don't want to do it to my car, but just rub and rub and rub. I'm thinking to myself, in theory, just like washing your car, just like spray waxing your car, just like doing anything, waxing, once it's there, it's sort of there, short of compounds and polishes. Of course, you need to do some abrasive and work it in, but anything where you're removing contaminants from the surface of the paint, grinding it in multiple times doesn't make it better. So that's just food for thought. So as soon as I pick up the water like this and I you know, I remove or achieve whatever I'm trying to achieve, you don't need to do it multiple times. You've already done it for that. So I'm going to do the same thing, squirt, like I'll reapply, maybe 1 or 2 just like that, because that first little 1 or 2 or 3 that I put on there, that was a primer. And so I'll come back here and I'll do this little section, right? And I'll pick it up. All right, now this is the lower half of the car, right? And it's really not that dirty. I got a little spot right here, maybe from the tires, but it's not that dirty. I'll take it in like this, wring out the water that I just removed, and I'll show you afterwards. It looks just like you waxed it, because anything that you just removed, remember, you were patient, you've just added back with the hydrate. It's phenomenal, believe me. It's just I'm so proud of that product. Anyways, if you have any questions, shoot me an email at larry@ammonyc.com. What I'm going to do is shoot the after shot on this and just show you what literally 15 or 20 minutes will take. Put your headphones on, relax. It's beautiful out. After your drive, you'll get back in here as if you spent 6 hours on it, but you didn't really need to. Why? Because you used your brain and you thought about it and you didn't have to grind in there. Or if there was a bird poo on the car at the show, I absolutely would have done it. So again, kind of feel where I'm trying to describe as to when to use spray wax and when not to use spray wax. Hope that helped. Shoot me an email if you have any questions. And if you see me at a car show, come say hello. I just want to talk cars. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye. So I couldn't help myself taking a quick after shot. I want you to see something here. All right. Look at this. Absolutely like glass, and we did not wax it. That's the key, because we've already waxed it. We just hydrated it and brought it back to its original shine without having to wash it or put all these love marks in. So my last little thought for you, I know I've said that 10 times, is talking about the difference between, let's say, a water blade, which is highly efficient, right? It's highly efficient, versus a microfiber towel that's maybe not as efficient. So you're not going to get every little bit of water in the first, look at that. Oh, it's so nice. You're not going to get every bit of water in the first pass. But that's okay, because just because a water blade is going to be really effective, right? No, there's not going to be not a drop of water here. But what happens is, if a little piece of dust or a little mistake happens, you're going to scratch that paint. So that's a choice that you need to make. Just like we said with the patience, you have to weigh, hey, what's going to be the quickest and what's going to be the best. And usually they're not together. So speed and efficiency don't always work together. So that's the same for me when it comes to the water blade versus the microfiber towel. Microfiber towel is way safer for the paint, and as you can see, after 15 minutes, shake back and forth, look at that shine. Love it. All right guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.